When I was a kid, people used to tell me that I was too much. I talked too much, I moved too much, and honestly, I felt everything a little too much. For a long time, I was really ashamed of my emotions. I tried to shrink myself, make my voice quieter, my presence softer, because I was afraid I would annoy people if I let them see how intensely I experienced the world. But here's what I've learned over the years. My big feelings aren't a flaw. They're actually the best parts of me. Let me paint you a picture. I was 5 years old, standing in the bathroom with a toilet that was rapidly flooding. Why? Because I had stuffed it full of toilet paper and cardboard and shampoo and whatever else I could get my grubby little 5-year-old hands on. And as the water started to rise, I started to panic and cry. My parents rushed in and asked what happened. And you know the first thing that came out of my mouth? A spider climbed down the toilet. Did they believe me? Of course not. But I went further. I spun an entire tale about this daring little spider that climbed into the toilet and clogged everything in its path. Unbeknownst to me, my parents were recording the entire exchange. And to this day, I still watch that video every once in a while because it reminds me that I have always used my emotions to tell stories. As I got older, the stories grew with me. Elaborate Barbie doll universes were made with my next door neighbor over the entire summer when we couldn't find a way to channel our creativity. A 500-page Ninjago fanfiction that I wrote at the young age of 12 because I was upset at how the last season had ended. I have always used my emotions to tell a story, and my emotions are a part of every single character, every single world I create. Storytelling is one of the oldest ways we have to be human. From cave paintings and ancient myths to the movies and books that move us today, stories are how we connect and how we say, I feel that too. I used to think being emotional was something to hide, but now I see it for what it really is. Emotions are the heartbeat of every story. The tears, the joys, the aches. Those are what make stories come alive. They're how we connect to the world and to the people around us. Stories are how I have always been able to channel my emotions. And my favorite kind of stories are movies. Because movies, because movies have told every single emotion that I've never been able to express in just words. I want to go to college for film and learn how to make movies that make people feel things and feel emotion and real human connection. So yes, I'm still very emotional. I am loud and messy and I talk too much, so much that it gets me into trouble sometimes. I still move around and I can never sit still, and I still have my big, messy emotions. But now, instead of hiding my emotions, I pour every single one into the stories that I tell. Feeling deeply, that's not something to be ashamed of. That's what makes me human, and that's what makes my stories matter. And for the rest of my life, I want to keep telling these stories because every story is a bridge to someone else's heart, coming from the very same feelings that once made me want to hide. Thank you.